Well, there are a lot of contributory factors. Certainly, you can debate and come to whatever conclusion you like whether we should or shouldn't have gone into Iraq in 2003. But I think the facts stack up that what happened after the military success in 2003 that removed Saddam Hussein, there was not an adequate plan for what happened next. And of course, when you've not got a plan, there's a vacuum, and all sorts of malignant forces and malign forces can move in, and that's what happened. And when you've lost control of a situation, you have lost control. And I think a lot of what we're seeing now is as a result of that poor planning in 2003, 2004. So I'm afraid we're reaping a little bit of what we sowed, but we have to face facts, we have to face the circumstances that we find ourselves in, and put our best foot forward and really confront this. But Islamic State and ISIL really have no place in the modern 21st century. I don't think they do within the wider realms of Islam, and they don't certainly within sovereign countries like Iraq and, of course, our friends in Jordan as well.
But, Lord Dannatt, to really confront it, as you put it, and that extra support you talked about, don't we at some point have to consider getting more physical military resources in there in terms of personnel, boots on the ground?
Well, this is, of course, a debate to be had in the future. There's no doubt that we should be doing all that we possibly can to provide equipment, training, intelligence, support from the air, and support from the air both in the airspace above Iraq and Syria, and where, as British people, we're lacking in far as taking part in the operation above Syria is concerned. It then does beg the question, is this going to be enough? There's a huge reluctance in the country and amongst our politicians and decision makers after the experiences of Iraq and Afghanistan to put British boots on the ground. But if this mission is right, if this task is right and everything else has failed, then there's got to be a debate about whether a least worst option is to provide British boots on the ground. I'm not calling for it now, but I think we have to watch this very carefully. We won't see any major political initiatives this side of the 7th of May, that's for sure. Can we wait much longer than that? Well, I'm not so sure about that either.
Lord Dannatt, great to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed, former head of the army there, joining me live from Norwich.